Hello, and welcome to episode 12, where we see our friend, the Grim Reaper, still cosplaying Rick from Casablanca, interact with the Siren. I'm using a Lotería card to illustrate this concept because there are so many hidden Lotería cards in this game, and nobody noticed this for 20 years. And I don't think this one is an accident either. I think they meant for her to be the Siren. Because the Siren is a real man killer, a right black widow. And she hides it real well, right up until the moment where she seduces your best friend and then rips his head right off. Well, that last part isn't in this video. Or is it? All the pieces that point to that gruesome end are here. And I put them together for you so you could see. So without further ado, I like these crossroads over the black water. If I was playing, I'd probably park Manny here for a bit and let him smoke. But that would make my video really boring, so onward! Do you think that maybe this building has been inspired by this building? To me, it looks more like this building. But that game's not been made for another 10 years. The top 3 floors are unreachable. What goes on there is left to your imagination. I imagine splicers. This looks like the entrance to a really goth club. A club so incredibly goth that if Manny had shown up wearing his Reaper cloak, they'd still make him pay a cover charge because it's not the right shade of deepest, darkest, soul-destroying black. This poster is a tarot card. It's the Black Widow, the Old Maid. Tarot cards were invented for a fun game called Triumphs, but they've been used for fortune-telling since. Kinda like the Lotería has been invented to be used as a game. An entrance this amazing should have some really amazing rock and roll coming out of it. In there should be a live concert by an undead Bauhaus, singing Bela Lugosi's Undead, with a cameo appearance by the original Bela Lugosi as a skeleton, jumping out of a coffin in a vampire cloak.
Blue casket. Just doesn't have the zing of Calavera Cafe, you know?
The Grim Reaper is not impressed.
It's attached pretty well.
But that doesn't stop him from wanting to steal it. And one of the first things we notice about this joint is the way the waitstaff clean up the drug paraphernalia. And the next thing you notice is that the music here kinda really sucks. This is the only area in Grim Fandango where you can say that objectively. Everyone is wearing the same turtleneck sweater, and the back wall is covered in books that's too dark to read, and nobody seems to have touched them in aeons. That's because...
Hey, look! Deadbeats!
This is a beatnik club. If all the beatniks that ever lived died and came to this club, there would be about this many of them. It was a really small movement. So let's follow that bong.
Lola? What are you doing here? This crowd doesn't go much for Souvenir Pictures, except maybe of Lennon.
Shh! Manny, I'm on a stakeout!
When this game was first released, it was impossible to hear the name Lola without thinking about this Lola. This Lola is from a humorous, today they would probably call it offensive, song about a straight man falling in love with a trans woman. When the song Lola came out, it didn't inspire as much hate as you would imagine. Rock and roll was kind of an anything goes kind of a scene, so the straight people weren't so offended by the concept of a Lola, and the gay people didn't have Twitter to be all offended about it. So it really was something that just brought everybody together without any hate. Besides the matching color scheme, I think that this Lola is supposed to represent the other Lola because she's wearing New York City as a hat. I mean, that's one way of being in Soho.
I'm gonna prove to Maximino once and for all that Olivia's no good for him.
Still hung up on Max, eh? Take my advice, Angel. Forget about him. He's a gambling racketeer.
Like you.
Oh, that hurts, baby.
I didn't know the meaning of that word.
Shh.
I had to Google that.
Come on, sugar. How about a kiss for the road?
Oh, ick. Don't let me down, Nick. You're a lawyer. You're not supposed to have feelings.
I don't, but I know a good tart when I see one.
Did you notice the total lack of consent?
Hey! If Maximino sees that, we're going to end up in matching terracotta pots.
Don't be silly. He wouldn't hurt me. He loves me.
Yep, she just puts other people in danger.
At last we're alone. Tell me, how are the bourgeoisie?
Fine. How's Max?
Oh, Gramps, don't start.
Sadly, to really appreciate this scene, you need to have played this game before, because then you'd know that Maximino owns this, and this, and this.
What are you doing with a snake like Nick?
I'd lay it on you, Manny, but I don't think you'd get it.
Messing around with your boyfriend's lawyer is pretty dangerous.
Oh, maybe I was wrong. You do get it.
So she doesn't love the lawyer, she loves danger. But she's never in any danger herself. She only puts other people in danger. She loves putting other people in danger. She's a siren.
Little dark in here, don't you think?
Dark and cold, like the hearts of men.
Lines like that deserve much better background music. Something like Weave by Ego Likeness. But that's copyrighted, so I'm gonna hijack the role of DJ at the Blue Casket and leave you with this music from the public domain while I tell you about the siren. The original sirens were Greek bird women, and yet they were still thought to be attractive to men. Kinda like Olivia is attractive to men. And also, they sounded fantastic. Their voices would seduce. Wait till you hear Olivia say some poetry. But their main shtick was taking men and leading them into danger, which is Olivia's favorite hobby. Olivia is the siren, half in, half out of the door, the way a siren is half in and half out of water. And yet, Olivia seems to know better than to try and seduce Manny. But as we'll see shortly, there is more than one kind of siren song. It doesn't seem to be a good idea to look for sympathy from the siren.
I'm a little worried about Lola.
That's because she's doomed, Manny. She fell in love with Maximino. That's the one mistake I never made.
Of course, she's dating two different men. She's not in love with either one of them, and she's completely fine with somebody being doomed. No running off to the rescue for
You
her.
think Nick would hurt her?
Only if he finds her, and take it from me. He's not good at finding things.
How does that even apply to a skeleton?
Open mic night seems like a big hit.
It always takes those timid souls a while to get up the nerve.
Maybe it would help if you went up there and started things rolling.
Oh, Manny, read poetry in my own club? That would be like this whole place was just a big temple set up to worship me.
So it's not any different than Calavera Cafe in that regard.
You know, I'm thinking of buying this place.
Really? I thought about buying yours for a while, but then I just decided to ask my boyfriend Max to buy it
Oh,
for me.
she's got no love for the bourgeoisie.
You can have it. I'm leaving town.
That is not at all how Rick feels about his cafe.
Hello, Rick.
Hello, Ferrari. How's business at the Blue Parrot?
Fine, but I'd like to buy your cafe.
It's not for sale.
Haven't heard my offer.
It's not for sale at any price.
That just shows you that Manny's wearing a costume.
Manny, you sound so exciting all of a sudden. Why are you leaving town?
We don't have to make Manny betray himself and flirt with the Siren. Now, this is a complete lie. The law is back at Calavera Cafe, raking in the chips like a pig feeding at a trough. Now, this is the very honest conversation option. From the word choice, you could see that Manny knows how ridiculous it is to be chasing somebody that he met for 2 seconds. But he's already chasing her to cover something up, so let's cover it up a bit more and flirt with the Siren.
Johnny Law, baby. You see, I'm a grifter. I'm bad news.
Yeah, right. You're running after that ghost chick everyone says you're still so uptight about. Well, I have a poem I wrote just for you. Pay attention because it's pretty short. Here it goes. Ch ah 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 ah
She doesn't believe that he's really a bad person, but she is convinced that he is actually deeply in love with Meche, so he's even managed to fool her with his Rick costume.
Oh, come.
Okay, alive. We slept. Life's just some rapid eye movement. In a warm, cozy bed. Buried, we wake. The flesh dream is over, Daddy. Now that we're all crazy dead.
Now, aren't you glad I hijacked the background music with lyrics like that?
That was great.
Yeah, but that's the last one.
Hey, how about another poem?
Okay, ashes to ashes. To ashes, to ashes, to ashes, to ashes, to ashes, to ashes, to me. To ashes, to ashes, to ashes, to ashes.
And that poem seems to have been about smoking.
That was great.
Yeah, but that's the last one.
Oh, there's more. But as the Russians say, хорошего понемножку. It's time for the grand tour of Manny's own club. Having seen this one, the two clubs side to side, kind of get a bit more out of it, I think. I've only ever seen elevators like this in Myst. This is a Myst elevator. There's a fish over the door that leads down to the Siren, just to get the whole mermaid thing completed. Did you notice how she doesn't try to seduce Manny Calavera? I think that's because on some level, even she knows that he's gay. You know, some people have skeletons in their closet. Manny Calavera is a skeleton in the closet. And I'm gonna prove that, but not quite yet, before I go and prove that Manny Calavera is gay, which is another thing about this game that people don't realize. I am going to take time to give you that really deep tour of Calavera Cafe that I promised. And if you actually take a look at everything in the cafe and think about Manny placing it there purposefully, intentionally, you really get a different look into his character than you would if you just run around clicking on things like an adventure game without really noticing. And that's coming up next, and I hope you find it as insightful as I did when I was making it. Now, I'm going to beg for all those likes, shares, and subscriptions now. I will, though, like to make more insightful videos and to have other people see them so that other people can appreciate what a great game this is and the Easter eggs hidden inside it. So please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, make your presence known so that more people can find this video. Thank you.